Now, first things first, I want to say that I am a huge fan of Damian Lillard. He gave me one of my best NBA moments when it came to watching a basketball game live. I was in college, a freshman in college, 2018, 2019, when he hit that crazy shot against the Oklahoma City Thunder. That shot was so crazy in real action time, and I just remember my reaction. Did a whole lap around my dorm in disbelief when Dame Dollar hit that shot. But we all know he played for the Portland Trail Blazers for 10 plus years. He had a couple of deep playoff runs. He even got to the conference finals once where he faced the Golden State Warriors, and unfortunately he came up short. And then these last few years have been a little hard for the Portland Trail Blazers when it came to pitting a contending team around Damian Lillard. And we all know with a team like the Portland Trail Blazers that's considered to be a small market team, you're not going to be able to get many big name free agents to come and play with a superstar like Damian Lillard. And we all know you get those all-stars and those superstars around a player like Dame, it can make a difference. And the Portland Trail Blazers, they tried to pit complementary pieces around him like Jeremy Grant, like Josh Hart, and things did not just work out. And I was saying this 2 seasons ago, not last season, but the season before this. I thought it would make so much sense for the Portland Trail Blazers to go ahead and start over and use Dame while he is as valuable as he is and hit that full rebuild button, because I feel like you have players that you can build around like Anthony Simons. They had Shaedon Sharpe, and now they have guys like Scoot Henderson and DeAndre Ayton. So I think the rebuild that the Portland Trail Blazers are about to start right now, I think it has the chance to be legendary, and I'm going to tell you guys why in today's video. And if we go back and look at some of my past videos on the Portland Trail Blazers where I was suggesting that they should trade away Damian Lillard and start this legendary rebuild, it's crazy. You go back and look at the comment section on those videos, it was literally torn right down the middle between half of you guys saying that they should keep Damian Lillard and the other half saying that they should trade Damian Lillard away. And one of the main points that still stands today from those past videos is that the haul that the Portland Trail Blazers would get in return would be insane. And we look at the haul, the first trade they made in this Damian Lillard saga, they gave up Damian Lillard and they received, and this was a 3-way deal, they received DeAndre Ayton, Jrue Holiday, and some first-round picks. And then the second half of this Damian Lillard saga, they take the Jrue Holiday trade and they bring in Malcolm Brogdon, they bring in Robert Williams, and they also bring in multiple first-round picks. So just to look at some of the notable names that the Portland Trail Blazers brought in from this trade, you get DeAndre Ayton on this roster, you get Malcolm Brogdon on this roster, you get Robert Williams on this roster, and now you have even more first-round draft picks. So I would say that this was a great haul for the Portland Trail Blazers because you're getting high-quality NBA players, and most of these guys are still young. Robert Williams is still young. DeAndre Ayton is still young. Even Malcolm Brogdon, he's nowhere near on the decline in his NBA career, and he has experience that these young guys could use in this locker room. So I think this right here gets the rebuild off to a really good start, because now you have a team in the Portland Trail Blazers that I think is going to be fairly entertaining this year. You're going to be able to keep your fans happy. They're going to be competitive every single night, and you're also going to have the opportunity to get better in the future with these draft picks. And when you get picks like this, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to wait throughout the draft. They could use these draft picks to make trades in the future, because they do have some guys on this roster that you never know that could turn into a star, an all-star, or a superstar. And we're going to talk about some of those guys right now. Now, there's 4 players currently on this Portland Trail Blazers roster that I think can achieve all-star or superstar. I think they could achieve this status in the league one day. And the player I'm the most high on the Portland Trail Blazers right now is Anthony Simons. And you guys know he's one of my favorite players in the entirety of the NBA. I think just off the eye test alone, he's really fun to watch because he can do everything on the offensive side of the ball. He's very smooth, he's very savvy, but he's also athletic. And we don't have too many players in the NBA today that has that combination. And then his skill set is just off the charts. He has an amazing handle on the basketball. He can go left, he can go right, and he's a legit explosive 3-level scorer. And you could tell all these years he spent with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum when CJ was there, that he was soaking up all the training that he was between those two guys, because I see both of their games in Anthony Simons. The way he shoots the basketball, his form is so pretty. How deep he can shoot it from. He can shoot it off the catch, and he can shoot it off the dribble. And we have seen him explode from that 3-point line, just like we've seen Damian Lillard. And then just the way that he can get to about any spot on the basketball court, to the mid-range, all the way to the rim. It really reminds me of CJ McCollum. So it's really like the two of those guys had a basketball baby, and then we got Anthony Simons. So I really love watching him play, and his numbers point to him. His numbers are continuing to trend up, which is pointing to him getting better and better. And now with Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum gone, he's likely going to be the #1 option for this Portland Trail Blazers team next season. And I'm so excited to see him get all of this volume. So I'm really big on Anthony Simons, and I think he has so much potential. Another player on this young Portland Trail Blazers roster that is filled with a lot of potential is DeAndre Ayton. And I think when he is locked in and when he's right mentally, he's one of the best centers in all of the NBA. And I really love his offensive game. I love what he can do in the two-man game. He's a pretty big guy, so he sets some pretty great screens. And then he has great footwork coming off of those rolls. He has a game on the short roll. He can catch it and knock down that mid-range shot. He can also put the basketball on the floor, put his back to the basket. He has a really, really nice jump hook. He has decent footwork, and he can finish with the soft touch, or he can finish with brute force. So he really is everything you would want on the offensive side of the ball in your center. He can set screens, he can knock down a mid-range shot, he can finish around the rim, he can catch lobs, and he can also make moves on the low block. So I think DeAndre Ayton is a great pickup for the Portland Trail Blazers, and the two-man game between him and Anthony Simons is definitely going to be a lot for defenses to figure out, and also with Scoot Henderson. So really looking forward to seeing DeAndre Ayton in that Portland Trail Blazers uniform, and I think he is really excited to be on the Portland Trail Blazers and get a fresh start. And we can't talk about potential with the Portland Trail Blazers and not bring up the name Scoot Henderson, who I am looking very forward to watching next season. And there are so many things about this 19-year-old NBA basketball player that makes him so special. The first thing I want to talk about is that he's really strong, and he has an NBA-ready body, and then his athleticism is just really off the charts. And what makes him so special is that he has all that athleticism under control. Coming into next season, he's going to be one of the quickest, one of the fastest players in the NBA with the basketball in his hands. And then just watching him in G League, you watching him in high school, you see teams try to double team him or hedge really hard coming off the screen. It's really hard to do that on him because he's so fast, and he knows how to put constant pressure on the defense using that speed. And then where things just get really poetic and in a basketball sense is that he knows how to start and stop. You have a player that's that fast, that knows how to stop on a dime, and it can really open up so many things for him and also his teammates, because as athletic as Scoot Henderson is and as good as a finisher around the rim that he is, he has really good shooting mechanics. And in the G League, we saw him knock down that mid-range shot consistently. He can hit the pull-up jumper going left, but he really hits it well going to his right. And the three-point shot, he shot 27%, but looking at his shot form, his follow-through, I think he's going to be able to expand his range at the NBA level. So we have him down as athletic. He's a great finisher around the rim. He can jump really high off 1 or 2 feet. He can finish through people. He can finish over people. And I almost had a pause moment. I almost said he can finish on people, but I did not take it there. But Scoot Henderson, he can finish around the rim, and then he has the mid-range and the float game. But also, he's a really good playmaker. His final year in the G League, he averaged 16 points per game to go along with 7 assists. So defenses are definitely going to have the game plan for him, and he's going to have the whole defense. He's going to have all 10 eyes on him because there's so many different things he can do. He can beat you going downhill. He can beat you in that mid-range game, and he's a fantastic playmaker. So I'm really big on Scoot Henderson, and I think he's going to be so fun to watch. And we definitely cannot forget about Shaedon Sharpe, who I also think just have insane potential, and we saw what he's capable of towards the end of last season when the Portland Trail Blazers decided to sit most of their key guys. Shaedon Sharpe, he had some pretty decent basketball games, but his physicals is just off the charts. 6'6", and he can jump out of the gym. I believe he has like a 50-inch vertical, and then he's a very skilled basketball player. He can handle the ball. He can get downhill, finish around the rim. He can knock down the three-point shot, and he can also knock down the mid-range shot. And then what I love about Shaedon Sharpe is the upside that he could have on the defensive side of the ball. If he put his mind to it, he could be a defensive ace for the Portland Trail Blazers, something that every team needs. So if Coach Chauncey Billups can get him to take on that role and be a lockdown defender, I think it'll make the Portland Trail Blazers a much better team, because when you have speed and athleticism and strength like Shaedon Sharpe, there's a lot of guys that you can make their night a nightmare on any given night in the NBA. So this Portland Trail Blazers team is going to be so fun to watch. They're young, they have explosive, athletic players, and then also they have options to what they want to do in the future with the first-round draft picks that they acquired from giving up the mega star in the Portland Trail Blazers legend Damian Lillard. But that's what I want to talk about with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed. If you leave a like, if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below if you agree or disagree, and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man. And that's curtains.